Hello there. My name is F.D.C. And I'd like to talk about a topic that's very important in our society. So very important that I don't even know how one could possibly ignore it. We're human beings, first and foremost. So why are we killing each other over religion? And stupid superficial things like the color of our skin. Shouldn't we have moved past this by now? I mean, come on. We're better than this, right? We built the pyramids, right? We should be better than this. But no. We constantly kill each other like a bunch of savages. We have domestic terrorist organizations running amok, making my race look bad. And every time one of these dumb-ass, illiterate, uncultured, white trash motherfuckers... And by the way, white trash isn't specifically poor. White trash is people who happen to be white that are shitty fucking people. That's what white trash means. It doesn't mean you're a redneck. Okay? Redneck is a different thing. I come from the South. I know what this is like. Okay? I've seen Confederate flags. It's fucking disgusting. I hope people can understand that I know I'm not perfect. But the thing is that we as a society need to realize that we have flaws. And it's okay to admit that we have flaws. But there's gotta be a point where you gotta sit there and say to yourself, maybe, just maybe, I have to work on my problems in order to get better. But then again, you'll probably say, oh, I'm too lazy. I'll just rant on Twitter all day when I could be doing something more useful with my time. Oh, well, how about you go down to an actual, soup kitchen and actually feed the homeless instead of ranting about people not doing that? How about you actually go to a nursing home and read to the elderly and actually contribute something to your society by instead of just sitting there like a useless bystander just letting the world revolve around anything but you? I'll tell it to you like this. My mom is a blue-collar worker. She works as a lunch lady, basically. But this thing that we're doing in our society isn't working out for any of us. It doesn't matter whether you're a lunch lady or a CEO, we still get the shit end of the stick, all of us, because we keep fighting like a bunch of assholes over the stupidest shit. Like, I wear a cross around my neck, right? But I'm not trying to preach my fucking religion to you. I'm not trying to force my views upon you because I understand where the fuck I came from. And I understand what I am. And I understand that, yes, being born a white person gives you certain abilities that other people don't. I grew up in majority African American neighborhoods. Most of my friends were African American. And it fucking disgusts me to see this shit on the fucking news of dumbasses in Charlottesville with tiki torches, and then the next day, some dumb motherfucker literally shoots up an entire fucking mosque in New Zealand. This is a serious problem. We as white Americans have to stand up against this fucking tyranny and this bigotry, stupidity, and literal hate incarnate. if you're a man of your faith, and if you're a man of your money, and if you're a man of your women, men, and children that you hold near and dear to yourself, if you're a man of future, if you're a man of whatever, you've got to do something. And by when I say man, I don't just mean men, as in the guys that you know. I mean as in human beings, all of us. I don't consider men. Everybody is a human being. I don't discriminate against that because I learnt that from an early age. My grandfather was an old as fuck racist. Like, he would try, when I was real young, he tried to teach me fucking dumbass bullshit racial slurs from the 1940s. And it was fucking disgusting. But the dude quit drinking for me, and I love him because he quit drinking for me. But I'm still going to admit the fact that what he thought, as in his political ideology, was wrong. I'm not an idiot for thinking that. If I was an idiot, then I'd probably be you, probably automatically disliking this video just because of the title. Are you seriously going to actually act like you're not at fault here? Because, I mean, look at you. You're spending your time wasting it on the internet for thousands of hours a day that you go to some random YouTube channel with no subscribers just to watch a video about a dude ranting half an hour. If this actually goes viral, I'll be fucking blown away and honestly befuddled. Because honestly, I have no fucking faith left within humanity. As far as I'm concerned, we shouldn't care about religion anymore. We should move past this shit. Religion was for the old people that didn't understand what the fuck science actually was. And science is also for the people who want to make something out of fucking nothing. Neither person, neither community has the fucking answer. No one has the answer to this life. My reason for living is simple. Is because I love my family, and I love my friends, and I have people who actually give a damn about me. And I understand that. I'm not an asshole. Unless a society makes me an asshole. People talk about school shootings as if these people that shoot up these school shootings are monsters. Well, maybe if I have this theory to propose to all of you. Yes, sure, they're wrong in killing a bunch of people, but what were the parents doing letting their kids clearly fucking get that situation to that point where the kid felt like he had to pull a gun out and shoot your fucking sons and daughters? What does that say about you as a parent that you would let your fucking kid get to that fucking point? I honestly want to know your opinions. But if you're going to just spout out nonsense hate at me, make fun of my appearance, or my religion, or my race, or my weight, it doesn't really matter. Because honestly, I grew up not giving a fuck what anybody says. I literally probably have the thickest skin on the planet. No amount of insults will actually make me crack. Because I've used to flip myself off every day in the mirror every morning before I went to school and tell myself to go fuck off and die. I'm also mentally challenged, so if you want to make fun of a mentally challenged kid, go on right ahead, but it's literally just making fun of another minority just like everybody else. And if you're wondering what disability I have bipolar. This is not one of my rants, though. This is actually some real, how would you say it? Oh yeah, it's actually some real, shit, you see. Because we as Americans really need to understand, and when I say Americans, I specifically mean United States citizens, because we need to understand that we're better than this. We're supposed to be better than this. We came from a country that was born out of a bloody ass revolution. How have we not evolved past the point? How can we literally... How are there still people that still think the South won the Civil War? The South never won the Civil War. If Walmarts are taking up half of the fucking economy in the South, what the fuck does that tell you? The South didn't win shit. The South never won in general, and the South never fucking had a fucking chance in its goddamn fucking life. And until the South gets its act together and actually expels all of these fucking bullshit notions about them, how they're all hicks, and how they're all racist, and how they're all unintelligent, backwoods, hillbilly, hick-hop loving, idiotic, ball cap wearing, like, idiots that literally just fuck each other's sisters all the time. It's not going to make any fucking sense to anybody why we should respect the South, or why we should give you any fucking praise whatsoever. I live in Virginia, okay? That's probably one of the least southern places on Earth. Because, you see, it was a very contentious part of the Civil War. Here's a history lesson for you. I'm very big into history myself. Probably why I'm acting so condescending towards you. It's kind of a white people thing, but then again, you probably would think, if you're a non-white person, that all white people eat potato salad, when that's clearly not the fucking case, and you clearly never have even tried to fucking communicate with one of us. But then again, that's besides the point. Every culture is fucked up in every sort of fucking which way, and we just actually need to actually be better as a society of actually communicating. And maybe, just maybe, if we get rid of the fucking idiots in our society, and by get rid of them, I mean literally just fucking ignore the dumbasses that literally make our society worse and try to divide our country rather than unify it, it's not going to really make any difference unless we actually act upon what we think. You think, but you never act. If you keep letting tyrants be tyrants, if you keep letting dictators be dictators, and dumbasses be dumbasses, and if you keep letting stupid people be stupid people, instead of educating them like a fucking real adult would do, instead of just laughing at them, maybe actually give them a fucking chance and try to fucking get them to see what it's like from your point of view. Maybe actually fucking give a goddamn about somebody else for once in your goddamn life and understand people have it rougher than you. I don't care who you are or where you come from. There will always be somebody that has had a rougher, tougher, and more emotionally enduring life than you. Somebody will also probably try to out-pity you and be like, oh yeah, I had this to happen to me in a child. And that shouldn't be a thing in our society. We shouldn't try to out-pity people. Like, that's stupid. Why should you have to try and be a pity person literally doing a pity contest? It doesn't make sense. The point is that we, as not only an American society, but also as a human society, need to move forward from this backwards fucking stupid ass fucking way of thinking. And by the way, just to let you know, I was born in the year 2000, and I actually can understand the simple concept of actually uniting a nation, leading a nation to greatness, and also literally establishing a good economy that is actually beneficial to everyone, not only in the US, but also the world. So what the fuck does that say about all of our world leaders that happen to have all these fancy dinners and these fancy fucking things when they literally use thousands of dollars of our tax money to literally pay for those fancy dinners, when they should actually, instead of being on Twitter all the time and worrying about their fucking social media clout, maybe they should actually fucking do something useful with their fucking lives and actually, I don't know, maybe make laws? Maybe actually help our society in a good way? But who knows? Maybe really people don't really care about this sort of thing. This is more of like just a rant that's been building up inside of me for about 6 months, just watching all this shit go down. And I'm sorry for all the people's feelings that I hurt, but if you can't take a fucking insult like that to the face, you're not going to make it in not only the professional world, but also the real world. I never had a job before, but I at least know that you have to earn your fucking keep in your job, and you have to learn to take constructive criticism. That's not a hard thing to fucking do. And if you think it's a hard thing to do, you clearly never had anybody around you as a fucking child to literally whip your ass into shape. My mom whipped my ass when I was a kid. She spanked me on my fucking bottom. Only took one time. One time. And I knew where the fuck I was in that fucking place. It works. Whip your fucking children. It actually works. Because I don't give a fuck who you the fuck you are or where the fuck you come from. As far as we keep doing this shit to ourselves, basically going down a downward spiral, it's not really going to end up well, you see. Because we're all human beings at the end of the day. And if we clash too much, it could eventually lead to the downfall of our society. Not just American society, by the way, every society across the world. We need to forgo these stupid little traditions of tribalistic integrity and warfare. Nationalism has no place in our society at this stage in humanity. We're in the hollow period of the Ice Age. We got about we got a few billion years left before they literally go back to normal and it's all lava, rocks, and we're uninhabitable on this planet anymore. Because you forget we're the third planet closest from the sun. At least that's what I think. I'm not really sure on that because, you know, I've stayed up real late tonight, and this is kind of a rant. Right now it's 6:57 a.m. So yeah. I know I'm not a god. I'm not trying to be. But the thing is, I just wish people would try and be better. I just wish people would try to understand that they can do anything possible if they just set their fucking minds to it. Fuck all the rules, fuck all the regulations, fuck all the societal pressures, and fuck this stupid caste system that we have in our society. If you want to go something, take it you're a young African-American male, and you want to be like Jay-Z, but you don't think that you're going to get the shot, so you go to the streets and you go to your local set or whatever, and you try and make way through that way. You're probably only just going to end up getting killed. There's a common thing that I've learned from my time being who I am in my life that I lived in, because I've been in alternative education was in alternative education until I dropped out of high school because of some emotional problems, and you get the point. I'm not trying to be the person that is, this and that, and I'm trying to stoke the flames of race war. No, fuck that. If I was trying to do that, I'd probably be Russia, literally doing a bunch of ad campaigns on fucking websites that literally just let that shit happen. Seriously, how the fuck does, websites, news websites not regulate their what ads show up on their actual, thing? I assume that's what it is. I assume that's what it's like, because I've never been to an actual news website. But, you know, I get all my news either from places like CNN or shout out to Philip DeFranco, though. He's actually a good YouTuber. You guys should actually check him out. He actually does genuinely good journalism work, even though he says he's not a journalist. Sorry, Phil, you kinda are. You're just not in the journalistic guild, which means that you haven't sold out your soul yet. Ha ha! Good job, buddy. Hope you keep doing good work. But besides the point, We're all human beings, you see. And it doesn't matter where we are in the world, in our life, we all have problems. We all have these times where we have to face Goliaths. Kind of why my name is David. This is a Goliath that I have to face. By literally exposing my views, my political views to the world. Because this is the first time that I'm doing this, okay? If you're wondering what party I represent, I don't fucking like the Democrats or the Republicans. If I was to choose one, it'd probably be Democrat, only because I know that they're slightly less fucking bigoted. But then again, they're more slimy and corrupted than the fucking Republicans. But then again, the Republicans are just too fucking blatant about it, and they're so fucking up their own asses. And also, most Republicans are rich bastards, and I don't really like rich people. Because I consider myself an open classist. Because I know what that term means, and that means that I am prejudiced against rich people. I don't like rich people. I absolutely abhor them. As far as I'm concerned, all the rich people can literally go die in a fucking hole. Literally, I plan to go to the presidency when I'm 35, and when I do, because I eventually will, promise you that, I'll literally, first off, probably break down whatever wall Donald Trump's built as a sign to say fuck off, you goddamn idiot racist, making our fucking country worse and worse by the minute. And also probably fucking maybe, just maybe, probably actually put people that are in charge of the IRS that actually have backbone and actually won't give in to corruption, and maybe fire half of the fucking government, but not the small-time government. I'm talking about, like, the people that are actually, like, in charge. And when I say in charge, I don't mean, like, the custodians and shit. They actually deserve way more of a better pay, I'm pretty sure, because they have to deal with all those fucking assholes up in D.C. And yes, most of them are actually assholes, because if they weren't assholes, then they wouldn't be looking for the limelight by going on C-SPAN and being in politics. It's kind of a thing with politics, you see. Everybody is up their own ass, and they don't really know how to fucking keep their mouths shut, so they just rant on a fucking speech about, like, 5 to fucking 10 hours a minute. And by 5 to 10 hours a minute, I know that's not an accurate measurement. I'm just saying that it's very long. Like, every minute seems like 5 to 10 hours because they're using so stupid, unreadable, and unhearable language. Like, seriously. I'm sorry, but if you're one of those fucking people that doesn't let your kids say fuck, specifically because it's the word fuck, you're a fucking asshole. And honestly, you're probably so uncultured and so fucking sheltered that you probably never actually had proper fucking parenting before about people around you. And by the way, if you don't want your kids to curse, maybe don't curse around them. Maybe actually treat them with the same respect that you treat your peer, and then maybe they won't go off and do these terrible things that they do, like shooting up a school, and actually, maybe they won't go over to the border or whatever and get drugs so they can overdose, so that way you don't have to fucking actually build a wall to keep the drug dealers out, because I know that's the exact reason why most of these fucking idiots in fucking Congress want to fucking have that wall. It's not because of the fucking illegal immigrants. You know what it is? It's because of their prideful fucking bullshit, because it's the only way that they can stop their fucking sons and daughters from overdosing. This is all rich people do. They inbreed, they overdose, they die, they get born. It's kind of a cycle in that society from what I've seen of it. And yeah, I don't know what that society is like. And honestly, I don't want to know. But when I get rich, and trust me, I will get rich, because I'm very, very charming, as you can see, for a poor white guy in the South, I'm actually very, very, how do you say, I think the term was back in I think it was a movie called Brother, Where Art Thou? This guy was gifted with the gift of gab or whatever. Basically, the ability to talk massive amounts of shit while also spinning you a tale trying to sell you a monorail like he's on a Simpsons episode. But I'll say this. I'm not trying to be an enemy. I'm trying to get all of you fellow white Americans, because you probably consider yourselves white, even though you're literally just European Americans that have somehow mixed with a bunch of Native Americans because of all your ancestors' previous genocides and rapings and pillagings of Native American villages over the years of them actually settling the U.S. So technically, white people aren't white people no more, African Americans aren't Africans no more, and Latinos aren't really Latinos anymore, and Asians aren't really Asians anymore, because we've all basically mixed all together in this big old thing that we like to call a melting pot in social studies when you're going to school. But then again, most of you probably don't really realize that, because probably you don't really care about history. But then again, you probably repeated the same mistakes as your parents, so that's why you are in the situation that you're in. So you're too busy ranting on Twitter to really realize what the fuck is actually going on with your specific life, and that's why you're stuck in a fucking rut and you want to fucking die. So you take pills and you take alcohol and you run away from your problems. But go on ahead. Act like it's my fucking fault. Act like it's this races that you have no idea about. Act like it's this person that just because he's different than you in some superficial fucking way, oh yeah, I'm going to take out my anger and all my hatred out on that person because I'm a little whiny ass bitch that can't even take constructive criticism, let alone fucking insults. If you can't take a fucking insult, here's what you do. You do what the guy in The Wonderful Life couldn't, and you actually jump off that fucking bridge. I mean it. Seriously. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to kill yourself. I'm just saying that maybe the world would be best if all the dumb humans in the world would do like the pygmies do, and instead of jumping off a giant cliff, we have this giant platform, like it's a giant platform that they go on. It's like a diving board, and there's a target, right? Right? It's like one of those smashing pumpkin competitions around October where they just smash people into the fucking ground by literally just kicking them off the fucking platform and seeing how far you can go. And by the way, I know that's very sadistic, but then again, there are people in Chinese sweatshops that are literally being raped, murdered, and killed to death, literally, so they can, not only raped, killed, and murdered to get death, but, and yes, I know, killed and murdered is also the same thing as murder, as, like, to death, but that's besides the point. I'm very tired, as you can see, but the thing is, I'm not tired in these thoughts. These thoughts have been dwelling within inside of me for a while, and I decided to let them out. So, you can either take these as my opinions and realize that, listen, opinions are like assholes, everyone has one, and that means that you shouldn't force yours upon anybody that doesn't really deserve your fucking opinion, because you've probably never been in their shoes before, and you probably don't know what their life is like. So, I say to you this. Maybe for 1 second, just 1 second, think of somebody other than your fucking self and actually realize you have people around you that probably actually give a shit enough about you to fucking cry over your fucking death if you decide to commit suicide. And also that you actually have people out there that love you and care about you, and that humans are not really meant for carnage and war. We only do that because of the rich assholes that make us do that. The rich are responsible for every fucking war incarnate. Also, when I become president, one of my main key talking points is literally cutting the military's advertising budget to zero, because you don't really need an advertising budget for the U.S. military, because it's a fucking world-renowned military, why would it need advertising? Seriously. You could spend that money on something useful for our society like education. Maybe actually educating the public will actually do benefits, and not only in our economy, but also our society. But what do I know, right? I'm just a dumb 19-year-old kid with bipolar disorder in a southern Virginia county. But then again, go on ahead. Keep acting like I'm an actual fucking dumbass kid that doesn't really know what the fuck I really am and doesn't really know what the fuck you really are either. Keep acting like I'm an idiot. Because it'll only make my argument more fucking valid over time. So go on ahead. Prove me right by being a bunch of dumb assholes and keep on killing yourselves like a bunch of savages. And I'll just be sitting here in my chair waiting for my time to strike. Literally waiting, and I mean waiting. As long as I can, as I watch all you guys kill each other like a bunch of savages, and then I'll do it like the rest of the 1% did Africa, and then wait till you all just kill each other, and then I just sweep up the land and literally do you like a gotcha game and jack you for all your fucking oil and all your goddamn resources. Woohoo! Look at me. Now I'm rich. I'm going to do the dance from The Simpsons where the guy pushes the guns out and goes like bang, 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 bang. But then again, that's not really a good thing, is it? Because, you know, it's kind of fucked up that that's the case, that we have to go to that point. But then again, we don't have to go to that point if you actually prove me wrong. You could prove me wrong, but I highly doubt that you would actually do that because, I mean, come on, look at you. Look at you. You're clearly a fucking mess. Get your shit straight. You can be better than what you are now. I'll tell you what my mom told me. Like I said before, you yes, you can do anything possible if you just set your mind to do it. It's that simple. Now please, I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you learned something from this experience. Will I be posting more videos like this soon? I don't know. Let's see how this one does, and then we'll see. If you want to hear more of me talking, or just generally speaking, I have a SoundCloud channel at the name F.D.C. You can do that, and I basically make music. I can sing. Like this. So yeah, that's basically the thing. Other than that, hope you have a good day and a good night and good tomorrow, good yesterday. You get the point. Goodbye.